Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, My Classroom. Today we'll read a story from the Treasure Trove, a collection of ICSE poems and short stories. And this is for 9th standard, and the story is about A Face in the Dark, and the story was written by Ruskin Bond. Now, who is Ruskin Bond? Ruskin Bond, an Indian author of British descent, is a prolific writer whose works are popular with adults and children alike. So, Ruskin Bond is a very famous author and a writer, and whose stories are liked by adults and by the children also. But what happens in this story? In the following story, writer Ruskin Bond relates a thrilling incident set among the picturesque hills around Shimla. So this story is about something happened in the hilly station. As you know, Shimla is a hilly station, and something happened in the hills of the Shimla. And Ruskin Bond's fascination with the paranormal finds expression in this macabre tale. And Ruskin Bond's imagination was too good, and something happened. This paranormal, what is the meaning of paranormal here? Paranormal means that when you find something strange and you are not, it's not easy to believe it. You can say that something when you see you feel like this is something very strange or kind of ghost. Those things are called the paranormal activities. Now, Mr. Oliver, a school teacher, is on his way back to school late one night when he meets a strange young boy. The encounter fills him with terror and he takes to his heels. So this story is about Mr. Oliver, who was a school teacher on that time, and one day something happened with him, one incident, and he saw one strange boy. So the story is about the one boy and Mr. Oliver, what he saw there. Ruskin Bond makes skillful use of all the elements of a horror story: fear, surprise, suspense and mystery, to explore humanity's collective fascination with the dark. So something happened in the dark and everything is there in the story. There is fear, there is surprise, there is suspense and the mystery also. So let us read A Face in the Dark. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo-Indian teacher, was returning to his school late one night. Mr. Oliver, he was an Anglo-Indian teacher and he was returning from the school on the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla. Outskirts means little bit outer side of the Shimla, the hill station of Shimla. There was this school. So from before Kipling's time, the school had been run on English public school lines. So this school was like kind of board school, like the kind of British school. So they were following all the like British methodology for the schools. And the boys, most of them from wealthy Indian families, wore blazers, caps and ties. And the students who were studying there, they have to wear like first thing, like all of them were from the wealthy family. Wealthy means they were all belong to the rich families, and they had to wear blazer, caps and ties. Life magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it the Aten of the East. So one magazine, Life, the school was featured in this Life magazine, and it was called the Aten of the East. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in the school for several years, and Mr. Oliver was teaching there from a very long time. The Shimla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurants, was about 3 miles from the school. So Shimla Bazaar was a little bit far, like 3 miles from the school, and all the cinemas and restaurants, everything was there. So Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening. So Mr. Oliver, as he was a bachelor, so he used to go there to the town just to take a walk, just to stroll there, returning after dark, when he would take a shortcut through the pine forest. So, and then after that he used to go back. Then when he would take a shortcut, so to go there he used to take a shortcut. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad, eerie sounds that kept most people to the main road. But as Mr. Oliver was taking a shortcut there was a pine forest, but because trees were like pine trees, So whenever there is some strong wind, so it some strange kind of sounds, like the eerie sounds, that nobody likes that sound. So usually people try to avoid that shortcut, and they used to go to the main road. Many people were not going through this shortcut through the pine forest. But Mr. Oliver was not a nervous or imaginative man. But Mr. Oliver was not a nervous, or you can say that he was not scared of anything. He carried a torch, and its gleam, the batteries were running down. So he used to carry a torch with him, as it was like dark. So the batteries were running down. But on that day, batteries were running down. Batteries were very low. Moved fitfully down the narrow forest path, as Mr. Oliver was going to the from the forest path, when its flickering light fell in the figure of a boy. Its flickering. So it was, as the batteries were low, so it was, the torch was flickering. So it fell on a figure of a boy, like a boy he saw, who was sitting alone on a rock. A boy was sitting alone on a rock. Mr. Oliver stopped. Mr. Oliver stopped there. Boys were not supposed to be out after dark. He just thought that at this time he was not expecting any boy there, because it was dark. So boys were not supposed to be out at this time, as it was very dark. "What are you doing here, boy?" asked Mr. Oliver. Sharply, Mr. Oliver sharply he asked, "What are you doing here?" Moving closer so that he could recognize the miscreant. So he moved little bit closer to that boy to see that who is this boy. But even as he approached the boy, Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. But all of a sudden, Mr. Oliver just sensed that, like something strike in his mind, that something is wrong. The boy appeared to be crying. Boy was crying continuously. His head hung down. Mr. Oliver could not see his face. His head was down. He held his face in his hands. The boy was holding the face in his hands. And his body shook convulsively. And his body was kind of like shivering, or you can say the shaking, because he was crying. It was a strange, soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt distinctly uneasy. And the boy was crying, and there was a strange kind of feeling, soundless. There was no it was a very strange sound of weeping, so Mr. Oliver felt a little bit uneasy. "Well, what's the matter?" he asked. But again he asked, "What's the matter? Why are you crying?" His anger giving way to concern. Mr. Oliver got angry. So in that angriness, he just asked, what are you crying for? Why are you crying?" The boy would not answer or look up. But then also boy did not took his head up and look at the Mr. Oliver. His body continued to be racked with silent sobbing. But the boy was he was sobbing. "Come on, boy, you shouldn't be out here at this hour. Tell me the trouble. Look up." Mr. Oliver again he asked that, "Boy, you should not be, as it is dark, so you should not be here. Tell me the trouble. Tell me what happened." The boy looked up. Boy just he just lifted his head up. He took his hands from his face and looked up at his teacher. This boy was holding his face from his hands, and he looked at the teacher. The light from Mr. Oliver's torch fell on the boy's face, if you could call it a face. Mr. Oliver just saw it, that from as he was holding a torch, he could see the face. But was it a face? It had no eyes, ears, nose or mouth. There was on the face, we have eyes, ears, nose, but on that boy's face, there was nothing. Boy did not have any eyes, ears, nose or mouth. It was just a round, smooth head with a school cap on top of it. It was just a round, smooth head kind of, but there was no other features. And he was wearing a school cap. And that's where the story should end. But for Mr. Oliver, it did not end here. But the story did not end here. Now what happened next? The torch fell from his trembling hand. Now As Mr. Oliver saw the face, his hands was shaking because of the fear. Trembling means when you shake with the fear. He turned and scrambled down the path. He just turned and scrambled, and little bit kind of he started running blindly through the trees and calling for help. Till now Mr. Oliver was scared, and he blindly he started running and calling for the help. He was still running towards the school building when he saw a lantern swinging in the middle of the path. Mr. Oliver was running towards the school. Then he saw a lantern. It was swinging, it was like hanging in the middle of the path. Mr. Oliver stumbled up to the watchman. Mr. Oliver just stopped there to the watchman, gasping for breath. He took some breath and then he listened some voice. "What is it, Sahib?" asked the watchman. The watchman asked, "What happened? What is it? What have you seen? Has there been an accident? Why are you running? Is there any accident? Why are you running?" "I saw something horrible. A boy weeping in the forest, and he had no face." Mr. Oliver now told that there is a boy, and the boy is running, weeping, sobbing, but it did not have any face. It did not have any eyes, ears, mouth. "No face, Sahib. No eyes, mouth, nothing." Then watchman said, "No eyes? Do you mean it was like this, Sahib?" asked the watchman. Then watchman asked, "Do you mean the face is like this?" and raised the lamp to his own face, and then he showed his own face. The watchman had no eyes, no ears, no features at all, not even an eyebrow. Watchman also had no eyes, no ears, no features, and not even eyebrow. It was same like the boy had the face. And that's when the wind blew the lamp out. And like this, then just all of a sudden the wind blew and the lamp out. There was no light at the time. So this is the story about the face in the dark. I hope all of you like the story. Keep learning, happy learning, and please like and share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.